our daily newspapers. It's a Wow Wednesday, the 7th day in the month of September. If you ask me, I will tell you that the month is moving so fast, so fast for me. A lot of interesting things are happening in the nation, and we can't wait to dive into it. A lot of interesting issues in the news this morning. I have right here the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard, the Daily Thrust, This Day newspaper, and also the Sun newspaper. I'm going to be giving you the headlines from these papers, and thereafter we'll examine some of the issues in the news and ascertain the state of the nation this morning. My name is Mary Onaefe-Edebi, and as always, I'm not alone today in the studio. I have Obed Awowede with me. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. the rain almost covered it.
It's raining outside.
Drizzling.
Okay,
Anyway.
drizzling. Really, wow. Okay, and Rufai Oseni will be joining us later on the program via the phone. We are on social media. I just want to let you know that at VOP90.3 FM on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. And right now we are streaming live on YouTube and on our website. Our website is www.voiceofthepeople.ng. Why for YouTube is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. So you can go there and watch us live right now and join our community. It's growing every day. Now let's get into what is happening. We'll start this morning with the Punch newspaper. I have lots of headlines that I'm going to be giving you from the Punch this morning. The first one says here, federal government freezes 600 accounts, seizes 249 luxury vehicles. And from the Punch also, there is a PDP NEC divided over call for IU's removal. That's a story from the Punch. Rivers won't give PDP free votes, says Wike. He's talking like he has the votes.
I think he's the owner of the votes of Rivers State.
Yes, that's
I've not seen a person like that.
he's always finding a way to always be in the news every
Yes, so
day.
to be in the news, and some of this he's saying that are just totally off the mark. You can't say Rivers will not give votes. You don't control the votes. But he wants to give the impression that he has a block.
Yes.
Votes himself,
But
Abia.
he has delivered a block before, so saying it means maybe he has something off his sleeve. Another story from the Punch this morning: federal government proposes 200 billion naira for varsities, 23.5 pay rise. The story is on the Punch. INEC deleting double registrants from vote register, says Mahmood. Now, also from the Punch this morning, security agent killed 30 bandits in Kaduna, Niger. That is a good news. And finally, from the Punch this morning, Buhari to address UN General Assembly come September 21. Now to the Vanguard this morning. Falana sues the federal government NAS over absence of CCTV at Kuje prisons. I think it's about time that the federal government is made accountable. Why no CCTV?
Yes, exactly.
You can imagine that. Now from the Vanguard, we have here 30 arrested in Boko over weekend's bloody rival court clash that left 3 dead. Also from the Vanguard again, we have 2.4 billion naira fraud. Court remand embattled Ogun Speaker gets 300 million naira bail. Okay, from the Vanguard also, it says here that trade volume between Nigeria and Poland now 291 million, says Omotosho. That story is on the van. Now to the Daily Thrust this morning. Customs seizes explosives making chemical military uniform in Ogun State. And another story, minister not telling Buhari truth on ASU strike, says Inter-Party Advisory Committee chairman. And from the Daily Trust also, after meetings, VCs, pro-chancellors, federal government offers professors 35 pay rise Other varsity workers 23.5% rise. Now to the Sun this morning. Atiku Tinubu Obi to fight for 84 million votes. Says INEC, it has a rider here. INEC pledged to publish comprehensive list of registered voters soon. Okay, from the Sun this morning, CBN goes after ABP debtors to recover 5.7 billion naira loans. Another headline, Niger government goes tough on civil servants over support for opposition parties. Now, before we end the headlines, we'll have to go to this day newspaper. It says here that party crisis, 17 PDP Guber candidates in closed door meeting with Wike. You say Wike no get power. Okay. Wike has power. So another one here, Aja Lekki others to experience blackout as TCN begins maintenance work. And finally, from the Punch, 4 newborns died in Delta. Doctor found drunk. We are going to discuss some of the issues here from the headlines, but first we have to pay some bills. When I return, we're going to start the conversation. Hopefully, as we get Rufai Oseni on the line. So keep it here. We are the voice of the people. 90.3 FM.
Relax and find comfort. The right place to be is the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, we offer excellent services to our clients and customers. We serve high quality wines at our restaurant and bar, while our continental dish is second to none. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, located on 42 Muritala Mohammed International Airport Road, our rooms are in conformity with international standard and best practices. We accord priority to security for all our guests. Breakfast is free.
That's how I do.
Yay! And we have standard facilities for your seminar and training. For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-7003-333.
Ice on my neck, ice on my wrist, you know. That's how I do.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream. Delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town. 28 at Denira Ogusanya Street, Surulere. 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Top of the morning to you. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and you are listening to the front page review of our daily newspaper. This morning, we begin with a story that it's sad, really sad. It's from the Punch newspaper this morning. It comes with the headlines that 4 newborns die in Delta. Doctors found drunk. We are starting with that this morning. We have Rufai Oseni on the line. Hello, good morning, Rufai.
Thank you so much, Mary. Apologies.
Okay. Thank you for joining. We just started. Now, the first story here this morning is from the Punch newspaper. I've given the headline: 4 newborn die in Delta. Doctor found drunk. The families of 4 newborn babies have been thrown into mourning after they died due to alleged negligence on the part of the doctor on duty at the Sapele Central Hospital in the Sapele local government area of Delta State. The victims' families were lamenting over their death, alleged that the doctor on duty was drunk, adding that there was no power supply in the hospital. Angered by the development, patient, relative, and visitors at the hospital reportedly staged a protest as they slammed the management of the medical facility over the victim's death. This is a very sad story this morning. My question is, has it gotten to this in this country where a doctor will be found drunk, and will not be in his duty post, and then there will be no power supply, and this is resulting to the death of 4 newborn?
Mary, my answer to you is it is sad, but not today. Collective have not been made in the healthcare sector. I think there was a report that was released in 2015 that ranked Nigeria healthcare sector, I think, the 4th worst in the world. And you see, it's not because the hospital was a remote hospital in Sapele, like we call it. What it is that generally we have not put measures in place to bring about accountability in the healthcare sector. This same thing you are saying happened to a very close friend of mine that passed. It's a popular, man in the media many years ago that passed. It was doctor negligence. In fact, somebody told me that the doctor was on drugs, and that was why I couldn't attend to the situation. So we've had so many medical negligence. But the question is, what is the medical association doing about it, NME and the likes, and what is also the legal system doing about it? And also, I think the family, in their grief and sadness, also find purpose and report the case to the Federal Anti-Competition Chief. I'm a very good friend and brother, Dr. Awowede, is doing a very good job at ensuring that every anomaly to the medical sector is brought to bear. We all remember how he pushed the case of the Chef Peju, which was also a case of back and forth of negligence and all of that. The chef that died during the surgery.
Yes.
So medical negligence and everything should be reported to the FCCPC, the Federal Anti-Competition Chief. And once they file their complaints, definitely I'm sure Martin Eruka will take it up. But it's very sad that this is where we are as a nation today in Nigeria.
Now, there is another, this is for Obed now, there is another issue of power supply.
Good, yeah.
Even one of the patients said she offered to buy fuel for the hospital. So imagine a government-owned hospital. This is not a small hospital in Sapele. It's a big hospital. And there is no power supply. How do you marry that? How can a whole hospital not have power supply?
The central hospital is like the general hospital in that area.
Yes.
So it's also be a big hospital, a referral hospital, sort of, for other hospitals and clinics that are owned by the government around the area. The problem is just like Rufai said, is about the kind of investments we actually make in the social services sector, in education, in health, and other such areas that actually impact on the people, the care of people. Most of the hospitals, even in Lagos, I've been to a couple of hospitals, big hospitals in Lagos, even in chaos. At times you go there, you see the crowd. You see at times they tell you there's no power supply at some point. You wait. These are inefficiencies we see within the system. So it's for the Delta State government. And the Delta State government makes so much money, so much resources. You ask yourself that. A state that is about the leading producer of oil and gas and gets about 13% derivation fund. Why is it so difficult to equip hospitals? Sapele is a major oil producing area. Why is it so difficult to equip hospitals and give them the funds to run? So we neglect our institutions, and I expect that this case should be escalated, and you have the government come in to actually make an explanation and then justify why an hospital of that nature will not have fuel to power its operation. But then let us also be a little bit circumspect. What has been said is that the doctor was drunk.
Yes.
Sometimes patients, out of the experiences that they have, we know we have negligence. We know we have people who do not follow ethics. We know we have people who are careless in the discharge of their functions. We cannot say at the moment with this certainty that he was actually drunk. So we can say these are like allegations made by these people. But of course, I've just certified it. But the thing is for the government to set up an investigation into that, and then trying to unravel why we had a case where 4 newborn babies will actually die.
And they said the women were supposed to deliver that night at the hospital. So they called the nurse. One of them, I think they had special case, and they needed a doctor to come in to do something, and there was no doctor on ground. And the one that finally came was drunk. So that's what the patients are saying, and they are protesting.
Let me just tell you evaporation and negligence. My first child is 21 years old, and she was delivered in a private hospital, fairly good hospital. The man was a consultant. But you see, at the night my wife was delivered of the baby, the doctor was not on duty. So the matron was there. And then the matron was saying that, I don't have this case file. I don't. So she took some time when my wife was in labor, running through the file as far as to know the whole thing, and before she managed and delivered her of the baby. So you find that we have all this kind of lackadaisical attitude that will work. It's in the private sector. It's also in the public sector massively, and these are things we should expect professional bodies and regulators to actually look into and see how they can rectify them. But these things happen, and it's sad that you actually lose children on account of such difficulties.
If this had happened abroad, Rufai, if this has happened in US, I think it would be a major headline, and it will not go away anytime soon.
No, Barry, let's not be sensational. What's happened in the US? Worse, even in the UK. Jesus Christ, what are you kidding me? The NHS has been notorious for very big medical malpractice in the UK and America. But once it happens, they put measures in place not to allow it to happen again. I mean, there are many cases in my hand I can remember at the top of my head. A doctor will do surgery, leave equipment in your body, quack doctors, giving all sorts of medical advisory. In fact, the US is even home for a lot of those things, very extreme medical cases. But once it happens, I think the problem with us here is that the measures we put in place is the problem. You get that's the measures we put in place, and we must bolster our own structures. But it's not in Nigeria, but what's happened in other parts of the world. Goodness me! If I start to tell you tales about the British medical system, the NHS, you'll be shocked. How people wait on the waiting list for over 3 years to just get a fibroid surgery done. Let's not even make those comparisons.
Okay, another story here from The Sun this morning. It says a Niger government goes tough on civil servants over support of opposition party. The Niger state government has reportedly clamped down on civil servants over their open support for the opposition parties, even as mass exodus of members of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC continued. Was hit by the onslaught are workers in councils where government officials have begun to compile names of those suspected to be romancing with the opposition party. In a Dati council, no fewer than 20 staff suspected to be romancing with the main opposition party, the People Democratic Party, have been queried and their salary suspended for abandoning their duty to attend political parties. Should this happen at all because a civil servant favors the opposition party? How did the government know that they even favor that party? And why should you suspend them? Is it lawful?
No, but when you look at the civil service law, should even civil servants be partaking in partisan politics? I mean, somebody should educate me on that. Yeah. That's the case. So in the first place, should civil servants, be partaking in partisan politics? You can also make the argument for, yes, high-handedness and all of that. But for me, even making those arguments, let me now counter my own argument by saying that automatically you even know what happens in Nigeria. That once the government in power comes in, most members of the civil service are obviously, what they call pandering towards that political party. Yeah. But that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it, to be the case. The civil service law should be able to come from neutrality, just like it calls for the fact that you can't set up on our business attack on the civil service. And I think that's also the problem with the civil service in Nigeria, the fact that we cannot remove it entirely from partisan politics. Because civil servants, you should also remember that politicians will go and come, but the civil service will remain.
Yes.
But to now stretch the argument further, there's also a cultural argument to be made that obviously once these politicians come into power, they make you part and parcel of them. They make you pander to the whims and caprices of their political party, but it doesn't make it right. So I think it's all out there for an argument, really.
Now, my question for you, Obed, now is, the party ruling in the state is the APC, and now the civil servants are romancing with the PDP.
Yes.
So, but what about if the civil servants were romancing with the APC, with the government in power? Would they be suspended?
Of course, they have civil servants there who are, and I believe most of the civil servants there will be largely APC. They don't have any problem with that. In every state, in Lagos where we are,
yes,
we all know, even though people don't want to talk about it, that if you want to advance, and you want to advance in service, you want to advance in terms of other things you will get within the system, you must belong to the APC. There was a friend of mine I saw on my street yesterday, and then he showed me his APC card. I said, I didn't know you are a member of APC. He said, I've been looking for a job. They said, you go and join APC. I won't get a job in the Lagos State government. The same thing happens, even though the civil service is supposed to be apolitical. The same thing happens in the civil service. A lot of civil servants know that. I remember there was a case, somebody told me that was before the 2019 election, that they came to their school and they said that all of them should go and register for the election. They want to see their PVCs. They want to see their PVCs. Yeah. While they were trying to compel them to make sure they have cards, and then on the day they push them and say, look, I just hope you voted for us, and so on and so forth. I don't know how they enforce that, how they will get the evidence that they voted for them. But you find that the governments are trying, they actually see the civil service as a captive audience, captive market for them, where we have so many civil servants. If we treat them well, if we get them into the system, then we have votes that are ready. So Niger State is doing it. It has become public hands because some of the people there, expose them. But it happens in all the states.
Really. And another story before we open the phone lines this morning. It says here that after meeting VCs, pro-chancellors, federal government offers professors a 35% pay rise. Other varsity workers, 23.5%. So the federal government yesterday said it could only afford 23.5% salary increase for all categories of the workforce in federal universities, except for the professional professors, who will enjoy a 35% upward review. What do you think about this review? Is it commendable, or should it be more than this?
Ideally, it should be more than this.
Yes.
But what we say in Nigeria, balance half loaf is better than nothing. The deal is on the table. It's for us to review. Part of the deal, I also thought I saw somewhere that they were going to pay 150 billion revitalization, but it's not the one they will say they will pay now, and it will enter audio promise or voicemail. Mm-hmm. Let's just pay it on ground. And let's put this deal on the table and let's see what ASU says about it. And I can't really, honestly, I can't wait for the strike to be over. Really, these are lovely, brothers and sisters and children and grandchildren and great grandchildren need to go back to school. Honestly, they need to. Honestly, they need to.
Thank you so much, Rufai. Time for us to open the phone lines now. Have a great day. So, okay. Should I open the phone lines now, or you want to say something?
Well, let me just say something. I think it's something we should tell us, so that this thing has gotten to a level where, even though we say yes, government should pay money, we all know that the government doesn't have the resources at all, and cannot afford to even borrow more, because they are heavily geared. They have borrowed against the national assets. They are looking for money everywhere. People are very skeptical. Is the country going to bust or what? Everywhere across this the country, all the sectors, whether it's the civil servants, whether it's the doctors, whether it's the health workers, nobody is well treated. Nobody is well treated. That's why Joesu and NMA and the National Association of Resident Doctors are agitating that they want agreements signed and they want things done and so on. But nobody's out of work. Why? Because the system cannot carry such load at this moment. And I think it's what the minister and others said that, look, that we can only afford to pay this now based on what we have. Is it ideal? It's not ideal. But can you have students in the next one week to make it 7 months out of school? Is that what we should have? And then should we have an open-ended strike? The only good thing is that the government has set up yet another committee of very senior ex-VCs and pro-chancellors that will meet with ASU again. So I think there's some accommodation coming, and they were also saying that they are likely to go back on that no work, no pay rule. So we are seeing a bit of an area that they can talk.
Let's take calls this morning. Good morning to you.
Very good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You're our first caller for today.
Thank you. Obed, good morning, and Rufai, you are here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, you have Comrade Akpan calling in from Awowede.
Oh, welcome, comrade. It's been a long time we spoke.
It's because of Lagos hustle.
Hustle well.
Yes. I think what I feel dissatisfied with the federal government, I think Professor Briggs was appointed to, actually look into the ASU matter. And this is another committee being set whether by federal government to look into that committee again is what I don't understand. I don't know what they want to take out. I don't know what they want to maintain. But I think it's a scheme or semantics from the government in order to, get their way. I think they should do the right thing. The federal government should do the right thing so that our students, our daughters and sons will go back to school. Let me quickly leave that. One amazing thing I discovered from the recent Ogun State House of Assembly Speaker allegedly embezzled 2-point-something billion naira. Yes. And he just granted bail at the sum of whether 300 million.
Yes, 300 million, yes.
Yes, what I want to pick out, Ogun State is a neighboring state in Lagos.
Yes.
The worst state with worse roads. They don't have roads. Go to Lambe, go to Sashi, go to Akute. All that part of Ogun State, you can't drive. You cannot, there are some places you cannot tread. Go to Matogun. So a speaker can allegedly have the mind of laundering such a money, whether only him or some his accomplices, and Ogun State is being left with that kind of state of the road. Look at Alagbole here. See the boundary between Lagos and Alagbole here. It's not motorable. And one person from Ogun State laundered such a money. Sometimes I said, does these people actually have the minds of the electorate that voted them? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Comrade Akpam. The number to call this morning is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to join the conversation. And you can also join us on YouTube. We have a community ongoing there, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Good morning to you.
Mr. Mary, good morning. How are you?
Good morning to you. This is Mr. Peter Monse.
That's very nice. That's why I follow back to back to my brother.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes. This increment on the lecturer salary.
Yes.
The federal government is saying 23.5% and then 35.5%.
Yes, for the professors.
I was on another platform last night.
Yes.
We tried to work out this increment and what effect will it have on the salary of these lecturers. Do you know that even the professor that has spent 12 plus 10, about 22 years as calculated,
yes,
when they add this new increment, he is not getting up to 500,000 naira in a month, 30 days or 31 days. And then the other cadre, when they add this 23.5, they are not getting up to 200. It's 100 and something thousand naira for a month of 30 days, 31 days. And this is a country that somebody with a secondary school certificate will go and sit down in the National Assembly and be sleeping. And then sometimes they don't go to that house for how many months? They go on break every now and then. And it's going home in the same 1 month of 30 days and 31 days with 29 million naira. Then a senator will go home with 33 point something million naira in 1 month, put everything together. Then they are buying in the same market. We are staying in the same country. Let me tell you, I don't know, because maybe those that are leading us or those that are in charge of the educational system, I don't know their qualification, how they got their certificate, whether all of them went to school or not. But what I know is because their children are not here schooling in Nigeria, so they want this.
Okay. You should call us back. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you. Okay, hello. The number to call is 0700-903-903-903. That's the number to call this morning to join the conversation. You're listening to the front page review of our daily newspapers. We're giving you different stories this morning and different reactions from our analysts. So it's you can join and tell us what you think. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling us from this morning?
Me calling from Lekki.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Nee. Good to have you.
Yeah, number one, I'd like to discuss on the issue of the professors and the salary increment and the rest.
Okay.
I believe that, like in the private sector, when they are doing increase in salary or salary advancement, it's based on productivity. Now, what is the productivity of the professors? They should be able to bring some things to the table that will account for their action. And I believe that also, like in the private sector, the professors and in some universities, like in Lagos State, University of Lagos,
yes,
they have the advanced classes for the off-peak period that they do, that gathers in money. I know that they also receive, from each student pay over 500, 700,000, and they have over 10,000 students for every other 2 or 3 years. What are they doing with that money? What is the VC doing with that money? Let the university be autonomous. Let them sign up corporate bodies for research and other purposes where they can get subventions directly and free them from these government shackles, where they can run effectively and productively. In those days, we have Shells, we have the BPs and the rest, and all those multinationals sponsoring education in Nigeria. Where are they now? We should be able to do this thing as it happens in all other climes. And on the issue of the Ogun State embezzlement of funds,
yes,
I think Nigeria is coming to play again. We need to have law and order. If the laws are there, let it be enforced without fear or favor, where everybody is subject to the same law. If the man has embezzled 2 billion, you cannot give him a bail of 300 million. It's incompatible. A bail of 300 million and 2 billion. The man can even gas and forget to come up for hearing again. He has over 1.7 billion to his coffers. So the government must measure equitably in law and order. If you see money, whether you are big or small, people that stole 500,000 naira, they are in Kili.
yeah,
And you see people that stole 5 billion walking around freely and even ill. We hear about 900 billion, the accountant general.
yes.
What has happened? And I think to some extent, ICANN should also do something, the professional bodies. They should do something and do something fast, because it's also their records that are at stake. Some of these people are their members. What are they doing about it?
Yeah, thank you so much.
The lawyers are also lawyers are also culprits in this case too. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, have a great day. We have to take other calls. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Etiko Baikom, calling from Ilorin.
Yeah, Etiko Baikom, welcome.
Good morning. Yeah, I will be speaking to the issues of Wike and that of the hospital. All right, now for Wike, he does not have the power to say he would deliver or he would not deliver votes for whatever party he wishes to support because he is not in the minds of the people. People have the right to choose who they want to vote for. Then secondly, on the issue of the hospital, I don't know if the government can punish doctors. It's not just about revoking their license. There should be jail terms prescribed for these people when they err. I don't understand why a doctor on duty should be drunk. I would not understand what rationale that is.
Or why is he on duty in the first place? Why is he not on his duty post?
It's just like telling me a driver that is driving is drinking, and then you do while driving. That is not acceptable in any format. Then finally, for the Niger State government, well, civil servants have the right to vote for whoever they want to vote for. So they should not say because they decide to support a particular candidate or a particular political party or they should be sanctioned. Except if you say that they leave the job they are supposed to do and then go political. That's when they should be sanctioned for it and not pouncing on them that they are supporting a different candidate from you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Chief Aloy.
God bless you all in the studio here.
Amen. Thank you.
My sister, the one why you talk, all this thing when we dey talk, say, this government when we there now, everybody knows the problem when we have. My own be say, okay, then they talk of state now. The House of Assembly Speaker, the money when it's up. Why Ogun State no road when good from Tollgate and Penny? I guess it has for Tango Ijoko. I table 6. Now my street is that. Now my father's name. Okay. If it reaches anything from Tango, just Ogun State, Tango, all this area, all the roads no good. Certain shop costing billion. Then what I'm saying is change, because we hear change last 7 years, change. And that change, we not counter we get. Now, we want change again. What I'm saying, let everybody take tongue, can the teeth when we get. Let we know how we go do next year. Because any fault now, we not go blame God. God now don't put, well, God they put wahala. Like I tell you this, is there for Bible. God they put wahala. He don't put up for APC, put up for PDP. Now we want to change. And if this thing God do, then now make them no agree, each other no agree. Let's us know, say now God they help us, make we change. So now change at the top, make we change this government. So thank you, God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, Chief Aloy. Hello, good morning, Ambassador.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm fine. Good to hear from you today.
Obed.
Ah.
Hi,
Good morning.
Good morning, yeah.
Yeah, Rufai, where you are? Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody. Yeah, Ambassador Musa here from Mission. Yeah, Mary,
yes.
About the doctor issue, yes. I think this is why people like us are crying for help, crying for support. It's happening everywhere. In all local government, go and see the way doctors, these nurses are treating their patients. At times you wet. No, it happened at four abortion give out the visa. You don't know what they could be tomorrow. This one will be a governor tomorrow. They have gone. That's the end of it. You don't hear anything, no follow up. You don't know whether the doctor. That's why you don't want to follow this kind of a thing. At times we follow them down there to get justice for them. At times, look, I think we need to put our hands together. Those civil society organizations, then you come together and do kind of follow up. Maybe to do something, maybe they can make a change. Okay, no, what about the general hospital at times there? We see the nurse say that someone who is in labor, say, you call them, I'm not offend you. What kind of statement? Some of these nurses are supposed to be in market selling pepper. They have no attitude. The attitude has to be in the market selling more, whatever. They not so be because we wear that white clothes. That white clothes is fine. Remember when I'm a Red Cross? the red cross there is a sign where they need to obey. So there are no human feelings of some of these doctors and nurses. It happened throughout the world though. Look at the Michael Jackson issue. It's the doctor. It's the doctor that causes death. It's there. So some of these will be brought to book and be punished. Let them punish and revoke their license and tell them, maybe go and tell them you must go and learn the carpenter. You must go. They must force them to learn carpenter. So they come and nail furniture. Maybe that's where they belong. You can put nail on the stick without being query.
And they will do a bad for furniture for you.
On this job,
Ambassador.
On this job, the civil servant. I said, yes, the civil servant.
Yes.
Yes, look, let me tell you something. Tell you the truth. If you are working for any ministry, you have to hide it. Sure, stamina.
Yes.
You have to hide it to save your job. That's why it is everywhere. So you have to play politics in a way it should not affect you. You have the right to vote for any candidate of your choice, but not to be in open. You know, as long as you are still there. Good morning, Mary.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for your contribution this morning. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call right now to join the conversation on the front page review of our newspapers. We are looking at some of the stories in the news this morning. We've talked about doctors' neglect that caused the lives of 4 a newborn baby. Very sad when it happened in Delta State. And this morning, we've also talked about civil servants in Niger State being suspended because of anti-party activities. Hello, good morning. Okay, we've lost the call. We also talked about this morning about Wike in Rivers State saying that no free vote for any party, no free vote for PDP because he's in charge of the votes there. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning,
everybody.
Yeah,
yes.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Ajak. Thank you. My name is Ajak. I'm calling from Agro Palace.
Okay, great. Thank you for calling. Join the conversation.
All right. I'm worried about the issue of corruption stealing in the government so far.
Yes.
And why I'm calling is I want to know the process or the control in place that a single person in government, a government official can have access of funds that run into billions.
Yes. Okay, I think he's gone.
Oh, okay.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mary.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Mary, what happened to my line? It just went off.
Yes, it went off, Mr. Peter. I was expecting you call back to round off the conversation.
Yes. Let me round off my thoughts. So, what I was trying to say is that when we are celebrating this increment, we are supposed to look at what has been the salaries of these people before you add 35 and then before you add 23.5. So the point remains that I don't know how many percentage that the ASU presented to the government, because if we are having senators, we have a National Assembly members, we have councillors, and then chairmen are earning so far more than what these people are demanding for. And then the federal, but I think ASU demand should not have been anything below 2 million naira in a month for the professors, and then 1.5 for the other cadre of lecturers. Yes. Because anything below that, for the people that have molded the life of these National Assembly members, for the people that have taught whoever you want to talk of, it is the work of the doctor today, lecturer, police today, lecturer. This president was taught by lecturers. So today you don't want them. We have been saying that their reward is in heaven. No, let them continue to have their reward here, because our politicians are having their own here. And then they are buying in the same market and buying the same fuel. So for me, I think that 35.5 is too low, and that 23.5 is insultive. I think something better should be done before the lecturers should go back to work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter Amonte, for your contribution this morning. Number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Talking about government giving professors additional increment. 35%. Yes, 35%. Is it okay? Hello, good morning, Mr. Badejo. Good morning to you.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Mary.
Yes, good morning. Good to
Mr.
have you.
Obed and Rufai. Good morning, everybody there.
Yeah, good morning,
You guys are doing great. Yes, I would like to respond to this the issue of doctor.
Yes.
I think not that I'm holding brief for any doctor, but I think we need to be mindful of our utterances before jumping to conclusion.
Yes.
Yes, doctor may be drunk, which I do not support in any way, which I condemn totally. But we need to ask some questions. Yes, are those babies or special care babies that need attention of only doctor? Yes. Then those poor babies, are there no experienced nurses that will attend to their needs? Are those babies about to be born that a doctor must be there? I think these are the questions we need to ask before jumping into conclusion. Though we cannot rule out some doctors' excesses, some of them misbehave sometimes or whatever. But at the same time, before we conclude, let there be proper investigation before the doctor will be nailed. I'm not supporting any doctor because to me, I know we have so many nurses, advanced nurses that can even perform more than nurses. So I think that is for that. Then the issue of ASU strike, I think this has become an unfortunate issue that has become what we call a recurring decimal that has refused to die. So and has been happening for long and it's still happening. However, caution needs to be applied in the sense that now that government has agreed to pay 23 or 30% increase, which I think is very low as compared to their foreign counterparts. Yes. If we must develop education in our education system, we should be ready to pay handsomely for their services. Because if not so, kind of education will continue to be lower. Mary, you agree with me?
Yes.
If what we are discussing today, if that's going to do with the people in the National Assembly, maybe they want increase in their salary. I'm sure our government will have considered to their demand immediately. Now it's education. Our government is continuing to be dilly-dally. For me, this government is not helping education in this country. Instead, it is killing education. That is why we are seeing drain happening every time. Good morning and have a nice day.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Badajo, for your contribution this morning. Okay, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Front Page Review and the phone lines are open 0700 903 903 903. You can respond to any of the headlines you've heard this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, my name is Frank.
Welcome, Mr. Frank.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to speak for about the 25% and 35% increase in the pay of the lecturers.
Yes.
The situation is this. I don't think it is this pay per se that is the cause of this lecturers' grievances. The infrastructural decay across the university is the main issue, and that's why they are talking about let them inject money into the system to develop infrastructure, at least to last for a longer time. That is the thing. I think if you give somebody, let's say, 35% increase and he goes back and he's teaching in a meeting classroom, teaching students that have just woken up from the walkway, instead of the Hall of Presidents, where undergraduates are supposed to live. I think that's the issue. Then no research grants and all that, they are not there. That's what ASU guys are looking for, really, in real time. The government of the day is not interested in developing education. I don't think it's all about increasing the lecturer salary. Let them inject funds for infrastructural development in the university for longer term development. I think that is my own concern. Because I've been in the system, and the system has collapsed across the country. Infrastructure. Let the federal government go there, and then even if they have to borrow, let them borrow and develop these things, and then let's move on from there, not just increasing lecturer salary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Frank. Before we go today on the program, Obed, I don't know if you want to say something concerning this percentage, because earlier on you said that that they should take it.
Yes,
That we don't have money right now. Nigeria don't have money.
The reason I'm saying so is that there's a revenue problem for the government, and they're not earning enough. Of course, we know government has leakages and corruption. So a lot of people look at those leakages and corruption and say, when government should be able to do it, they should tackle it, they should get it, and so on and so forth. For the past 23 years or so, government has been tackling these leakages and corruption. They'll not be able to tackle it. So everybody is trying to survive within this small space. If everybody goes on strike the way ASU goes on strike, the social system would collapse. I remember a month ago, the President Buhari was talking about civil servants, that the inflation has gotten so high that civil servants deserve to have a pay raise. But that is sorry, they cannot do it. Imagine civil servants across the country going on strike. Doctors across the country. So it's a really tough thing. It's about making compromises and be able to.
Can you turn down the volume? Hold on. Can you turn down the volume on your radio set? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Yes, you are our last caller for the show this morning. Can you turn down the volume on your radio set? Have you done that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay. Go ahead. You have just 1 minute.
See, all these things you are talking in this country, all these things is just like it's a minor. We have a lot of things in this country. We have a lot of jobs. If government creates a great job, but in many things, many jobs in this country, raising individuals take care of. What about the major jobs where they can use youth, can feed, they can create, government will bring money and create the job. Youth can feed and working. Okay, some mechanics, some people are doing mechanics, some people are doing the carpenter, some people are doing all these infrastructure, so many things, some companies in this country are making money. And making a lot of money in this our country. Later we do more money. This country don't have any money.
I think your line is not clear. I have to let you go. You call us back tomorrow. Thank you so much for being part of the program this morning. Our time here is up. It's been the front page review of our newspaper. We're going to be here again, God willing, tomorrow by 7 a.m., 7 to 8, to discuss some of the issues here in the news and the state of the nation. Thank you, Obed, for today.
It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure. In spite of the